Hello everyone, how are you all? See students, till yesterday we had studied about the maximum part of our human digestive system. But as I told you that this topic is really very complicated and you have to understand it again and again. Okay, and it is really a very lengthy process also as food is entering from the mouth. And this area, let's recall first. This area is known as buccal cavity. Buccal cavity comprises of mouth, teeth, tongue, salivary glands. See, salivary glands are lying here and they are secreting the saliva which is present in our mouth. That saliva helps to convert the food into the bolus. That bolus is the semi-solid form of the food which is easy to transfer through the esophagus. Now what is esophagus? It is a connection between the mouth and the stomach. See, now the food reaches in the form of bolus in the stomach. Stomach is a J-shaped muscular organ. Muscular, as I told you, because muscles are present. On the inner surface of the stomach, some glands are present. And that glands used to secrete what? Used to secrete dilute hydrochloric acid and gastric juices. Gastric juices means a number of enzymes which are present inside the stomach and helps in the digestion of food. Clear? I think this part is clear. The food is converted with the mixture of gastric juices in the bolus. Food is converted in the form of chyme. Now what is chyme? Chyme is a liquid form, more liquefied form of the food. Now food is ready to enter in the small intestine. A small intestine is the vast, complicated structure, highly coiled structure, which is divided into three parts. That is, first duodenum, jejunum and the ileum. See, duodenum is the connection between the small intestine, means the starting part of the small intestine. It is establishing a connection between the stomach and the small intestine. The middle part of the small intestine is known as jejunum. Later on, the last part of the small intestine is the ileum. Okay, students? Now, as I told you in our yesterday's class, that there are two glands which are lying near the stomach. That is the liver, the largest gland, and the next one is the pancreas, which is lying at the below side of the stomach. They both are secreting some juice. One juice is bile juice and the other one is pancreatic juice. Bile juice is released from the liver and pancreatic juice is released from the pancreas. These both juices released in the duodenum only, means the starting of a small intestine, where the food gets entered and the complete assimilation of foods takes place. Today in our class we will study about the assimilation and absorption of food. Before that, I want to discuss yesterday's homework. As I know, I had given a very long question in the homework that explain human digestive system with the help of diagram. I know my students are having some difficulty in writing that answer. Maybe some of them are writing a very lengthy answer and they want to explain whatever they have understand. But beta, yes, it is very nice. As I haven't given you the answer yesterday. Reason is that I want that my students should think about that answer. Whatever they are thinking, they are writing in their own words. This just make them more understandable. The topic is more clear to them, those who are trying to write. Now students, I will give you that answer which is small enough and the complete enough. And if you will write that answer in your exam, you will definitely get full marks. Because it is very difficult to attempt 2 or 3 pages answer in this class for any of the question. Okay students? So no need to get confused, no need to get worried about it. I am going to give you the answer of yesterday's homework. First of all, before starting our today's topic. Okay students, now see, this is the answer of long question number 2 in the form of flow chart. See, food enters and then it reaches to mouth. Food is called bolus here. It transferred to stomach with the help of esophagus, and then in the stomach gastric juices are released, hydrochloric acid is released. Then after that food is called chyme. It is written in the by showing the arrows. Now after that the chyme is reaches to small intestine where two juices are releasing, bile juice and pancreatic juice. After that food is reaches to large intestine and the waste is released out from the body through anus. Okay students, now I think this flow chart is showing the whole human digestive system and every part is clear enough. If you will going to be right about each and every part, I think this answer will finish in 2 pages, minimum 2 pages. Isn't it? So you can attempt your answer in the form of flow chart also. Okay students, after that you have to draw the diagram which I am showing you in all the videos. See, this is the one. Okay students. Now after absorption and assimilation of food. See, absorption and assimilation. Whatever we are eating is going to be absorbed. What do you understand by the word absorption? See students, we are eating very complex food and that food is broken into small units, simpler units. As I told you in our previous classes that the simplest unit of carbohydrate is glucose, simplest unit of proteins is amino acids, simplest unit of fats is fatty acids. It means whatever we are eating is very complicated and that food will get broken in the small particles. See students, this is known as absorption. Means now the food is ready to be absorbed because our body is unable to absorb that complicated food. Now that food is converted in that form which can be absorbed by our body. That's why we are saying that absorption is done. So it means the absorption will get complete in duodenum part only. Now after that assimilation of food starts. Now what is assimilation? Before that you have to understand about one structure which is present on the innermost layer of the small intestine. See, you all know that everything is having one inner side and one outer side. Small intestine also have some, because it is a tube-like structure, so definitely it is having some inner space also within the tube. Yes, it is very narrow, but still the space is there. That inner surface is covered by the finger-like projection. See student, finger. See, as like finger, many finger-like projections are coming out. Okay, which helps to increase the surface area of the wall, the inner wall of the, see, as I told you that small intestine is very narrow. And when the food is coming, then definitely some traffic jam will be there. We are eating again and again, and as we all know that most of us, we are not doing that much of physical work which we needs to digest that food, and definitely when we start eating again, we are not that much hungry that our body does not contain any type of food, nutrient or anything. So it means whatever we are eating is getting deposited in our body and it creates a traffic jam of food. It means the food is lying in whole digestive tract. The pressure is coming from the upper part, means from the stomach, and it pushes the food present in the small intestine, that is chyme. It pushes. Definitely that chyme needs some more space. That will increase the surface area of that small intestine, which helps in the proper assimilation of food. How it helps? See, villi contains a number of blood vessels. When the small molecules, simplest form of food will reaches over there, that villi absorb them, and that blood vessels takes them, means carry that food molecules. This is known as assimilation, means the mixing of food in the blood vessels which is present in the villi. Let me show it to you once. See students, this is the inner structure of small intestine. How villis are present? See, they are looking like our fingers. They are showing a finger-like structure, isn't it? See how much complicated the innermost structure of small intestine. Now let me show you one more figure of small intestine, how it looks. See, these villis are arranged in this order on the inner side of small intestine. See how they are looking like. Now why? What is the role of these villis? See students, if the food will enter in this narrow tube, then what will happen? Food will enter in between them. It means more space will created, and the movement of these villis helps in the mixing of food again and again. They are not going to settle over there. If the surface will become smooth, then what will happen? Heavier particles will settle at the bottom and lighter particles will move upwards. It means the proper mixing of food will not take place. That's why these villis are very important to increase the surface area and to mix the chyme again and again. Now, as I told you that blood vessels are present in the villi. See, this is the inner structure of villis. And these villi contains blood vessels, which plays an important role in the assimilation of food. How assimilation? Whatever the smaller molecules of food and formed in the small intestine, in the duodenum, that food is assimilate, means get mixed in the blood through the blood vessels which are present in the villi. It means now the food entered in the blood, and it will, because blood is flowing continuously, is circulating in our body, and that circulation helps to reach the food particles to all parts of to all cells in different parts of the body. Okay students, now I think it is clear to you that what is small intestine and how it is working. Tomorrow I will explain about that ileum and the connection of ileum with large intestine, and how the absorption of food will get finished in large intestine, because the food not only contain food molecules only, it contains water also. The final digestion process takes place in large intestine only. But tomorrow we will study about it. First of all, you have to understand about, follow your book, page number 16, absorption and assimilation of food. The wall of a small intestine have finger-like structure called villi, singular vilus, means single villi is known as vilus. Now the villi increase the surface area of the wall, thus making the process of absorption more efficient. As I told you how it is more efficient. Each villus shows the presence of network of blood vessels. As I shown it to you, blood vessels are present in villis. The simple and soluble molecules formed after digestion are transported to the blood vessels and assimilated in the blood. Okay, I think it is clear. The absorbed substance are then transported to the various part of the body through the blood. As you all know, blood is circulating everywhere. Yes, in the body. When the simple food reaches each cell of the body, it is called as assimilation. When cells get the food for the further breakdown, this is known as assimilation, means the proper mixing. In the cells, glucose breaks down with the help of oxygen that we take while breathing. Thus, the energy stored in food is released. Carbon dioxide and water are also produced as a waste. These are breathed out and expelled out respectively. This is called as respiration. As you all know that respiration process is done by the respiratory system, and the cells are involved in releasing out carbon dioxide and water during respiration. And to perform the respiration, the cells need the breakdown of food. Means they need oxygen and food. And food is reached through blood and what? Yes, and oxygen is entered through our nose and reaches to the cells to perform the process. And by the time they are releasing out carbon dioxide and water as a waste product. After absorption of the digested food, the content of the small intestine, which is mainly undigested food material, then passes to the large intestine in the form of a paste. Yes, students, as I told you that churning of food due to the presence of villi takes place, then the food will convert in the form of paste. Now the waste which is coming out, which is released out from the small intestine, reaches to large intestine. And what will happen in large intestine? We will study it tomorrow. Okay, students? After that, do one class work. Explain phagocytosis with the help of a label diagram. We have studied about phagocytosis in our first or second class of chapter number 2. Phagocytosis is the process through which amoeba is getting the nutrition. Okay? Amoeba is also following Holozoic mode of nutrition, as you all know. So, write it down in your notebook first. Phagocytosis is the process followed by amoeba to get their nutrition. When amoeba comes in contact with its prey to whom that amoeba is going to eat, it extends its pseudopodia. Pseudopodia means false feet, and surrounds the organism, forming a cup-like structure. This cup-like structure forms a food vacuole in the cell. It is taken inside the cell. This method is known as phagocytosis. After writing this much part as your class work, long question number 3, you have to draw this diagram, or you can draw the diagram which is available in your book also. You can follow any one. Okay, students? The diagram is available in figure number 2.3, page number 11 in your book, or you can follow this one only. Okay? This is your choice. After that, I think today's topic is clear to you all. It is clear? Now, your homework. Yes, you all have to do homework properly. Let's answer is a part which is available in your book on page number 16. Yes, you have to do by your own. No need to ask the answers again and again. Tomorrow in our next video, we will discuss the answer of let's answer part. Okay? Tomorrow I will tell you the answers. Okay? Today you have to think about that answers. Okay, students? Have a good day. Thank you everyone. Okay?